we've come all the way to a place called Colchester to get the next Will It Run. This is what we've got. We've got an XTM racing monster truck. It come with some Nitro, it come with the original instruction book, the paperwork, it even come with a toolbox and a charger. And the story goes that it's been sat now for about 5 years. The previous owner of it, who I've just had the pleasure of meeting, very nice bloke, just getting into mountain boarding. He's getting rid of that and getting into mountain boarding. That's sat in a shed for about 5 years now. He's put a battery, he went out and bought a battery. The air filter's had it. Look, we'll have to have a look at that. He said it just won't start, so he's had enough of it. Perfect for me. It's exactly what I want. Let's get back on the road for another hour, get back home and have a look at it and see if we can get it to run. What a lovely monster truck. I'll see you when we get back. Let's go. Right, back home again now. So that was quite a good morning. Saturday morning, no traffic at all. Flew all the way to Colchester and met a nice bloke called Andy. Cracking bloke. He's just getting into mountain boarding, and that's why he's having a bit of a clear out, getting stuff that he doesn't use or need or want anymore. This has been sat in his shed for, he says, about 5 years. So it's going to be hopefully quite an interesting one to get going again. The only thing is, it's not a true 5 years. I noticed there was a new battery and some things, and he was going to charge me 15 quid for a bottle of fuel. I said, no, don't worry about it, I don't want it. So in the end he said, just have it anyway. So I ended up with a bottle of fuel as well. So I said, did you try and get it running then? Because I noticed that he bought a bottle of fuel that was new. There's a new battery in it by the looks of things. And he gave me a toolbox, which we'll have a look in a minute, which I didn't look inside. But he said he tried last week to get it running. He couldn't get it to start, just couldn't get it to do anything. So he decided to bin it off and go and pursue some mountain boarding. So this is where we're at. So we've got a nice XTM monster truck. These remind me a lot of that Lightning GTX2 that I had, if you remember that. So a lot of interesting things. What on earth is that? Oh, that's the exhaust. I was thinking, what's that little thing? It's the exhaust. Anyway, so it come with a bottle of Nitro, 20%. Not the glow starter, that's not that. It come with this. It says it's got new radio gear, but I don't think it's new radio gear. It's different radio gear because it's not new anymore. But it was new back then, because I think, if I remember correctly, they were new about 20. This is roughly 20 years old. Probably about 10 or 15 years old, I would imagine. He said the last time we used it, it ran away. And I'll explain. That's why we've got one wheel there. So I'll explain that. It come with paperwork, all the instruction manual, the original instruction manual. We'll have a look through that in a minute. You lot know that I love to look through paperwork. We've got a charger for, it's a Ripmax Futaba charger. The amount of these I've had in the past, I had to bin a load of them off not long ago because I don't use them. They clutter up the toolboxes and the boxes. They just clutter everything up. But these handy chargers, we've got a glow starter charger, so I'm assuming there must be a glow starter in this box. We've got a spare wheel. I think this is the original wheel, and I think that one looks newer, so that must be the one, or maybe not, I don't know. But he said the last time he used it, it ran away, or maybe not the last time he used it, but when he was using it last, about 5 years ago, it ran away and it hit a bush and a curb and some stuff, and It says it's had new axles and stuff because it all broke when it ran away. So that's why we got an extra wheel. But we got this toolbox. Let's see what we got inside this toolbox. Got some little cable ties. Love a little cable tie. A glow plug. Some sockets. Wow, I've got a 5mm socket and a 7mm socket. Well, I'm in a win already. I'm in an actual win because, you know, I usually use that term, the price of a McDonald's. I usually always explain stuff. I like to use weird things like that. I don't like talking about money as money. So I like to come up with things where people will be able to relate and have an idea of how much things cost. I used to always say, I got this for a price of a McDonald's. Now, I can always remember that a bloody McDonald's meal being about £8. About £8, 8 or 9 quid, maybe a bit less. I was really out of touch. Really out of touch. The other day, the kids had one of their cousins staying around, and I said, what do you want for dinner? And they said, blah, 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 blah. And we ended up on McDonald's. My giddy aunt, I couldn't believe how much it costs for 4 meals in McDonald's now. Unbelievable. You could go to a Harvester and have a full-blown meal for less than it costs to go to McDonald's for 4 people. Anyway, this was literally the price of a modern day McDonald's meal. So, there we go. You got an idea now. And I've got 2 sockets, so I'm in the win. A little spanner for turnbuckles and things, a 5 and a 5.5, a bit of plastic. Wow, that's amazing. And 1 R-clip. Alright. And the toolbox is broken on one side, but that's alright. We're not called Haggard RC for nothing. So, inside we've got some more R-clips. We've got a load of screws. Could be concerning, couldn't be, I don't know. We've got a servo horn for horniness, and some screwdrivers, a couple of Allen keys, another one of these handy dandy spanners. Got loads of these, very handy. And we'll put that up there. This is the goodie. Oh, there's the top to the transmitter. He'd obviously got the hump with that and took that off. A lot of people do get the hump with these because they don't like to stay up. But I like things to be as they're meant to be a lot of the time. So there you go. That's that mended. Happy days. Yeah, they never stay up, and a lot of people get the hump with them and rip them off. But there we go. That's that mended. So what we got? We got some fast tracks. This is what I mean. This is the new stuff that he bought to get this going. We've got fast tracks after run oil. Sorry, not air filter oil. After run oil that he'd bought to get this going. So we got a bottle of that. Loads of batteries in here. XTM. Oh, bloody blimey, look at that. Got a new pull start. $17.99 at hobby stores. Oh, blimey. 17.9, nearly 20 quid for a pull start. This must be made of gold. Actual gold. What have we got here then? There's some parts, don't really know what they are. Oh, look at that. We've got a Wilco adjustable spanner. I'm even further in the win than I thought. This has paid for itself already. This is unbelievable. Oh, there's the handle for those 2 sockets that we saw in there. Nice. Going to be able to use that. We've got another, it's a Ripmax glow starter charger. So there's the glow starter. So we've got 1 glow starter but 2 chargers. This is new. This is relatively new. I wouldn't have thought that he would have used this. Well, it might be 5 years old. Doesn't look like it's been used much, so you can tell because that's still quite clean in there. Anyway, so we've got a glow starter, 2 chargers, loads of batteries. What is this? Is it one of those fail-safe? Yeah, it is. Intelligent fail-safe. Well, we won't be needing that because we should be running on 2.4 gigahertz now with that radio gear. This looks like it was the old receiver that was probably in it. He snipped the antenna off, which is no good. So this is no good anymore. This isn't any good to anybody. The only person that this receiver is good to is somebody who likes to take them apart and take parts from them or use them for something else, or if you want to take it apart and put a new antenna on it, then it would be good for you. That's not the sort of thing that I'm really into doing. I've got another spanner, I've got a nail, that might come in handy with something or another, and we got some more plastic parts, suspension bits, whatever else. A cable tie, a spring, and an Allen key. Nice. And obviously the toolbox itself. I've gained another toolbox. I've got toolboxes coming out my ears. Let's have a look at the truck. There we go. So the first thing that I noticed was the suspension is fantastic. There's loads of oil in there. It doesn't feel like it's gone funny over the 5 years being inside a shed, being hot and then cold and hot and cold again, the different weather scenarios. The shell is in good condition. Load of them little spots are usually spider poo, believe it or not. And this, look at the inside of it. I mean, you saw it briefly when it was in the boot of the car, didn't you? But this is fantastic, absolutely fantastic. Put that shell on the floor. It's all complete, it's all there. There's the air filter. That he obviously ripped that off, realising that it had gone. This is what air filters do. The foams go all perished. I mean, the actual holder might still be good. I'll have to take it apart and have a look, and I might be able to just put some foam in there, and that way I can still use the original air filter, or at least an air filter that would have been on it back in the day. If not, I'll have to put another one on. But there's the air filter. Tank. Now, he said to me that he reckons the reason why it won't start is because it's got old fuel in it, old nitro in it, which it looks like it probably has. But you lot know me, I'm going to be trying to start it with that and see what happens. 2 brakes. Looks like we got 2 gears. Everything seems to be okay. I didn't see if the engine turns over. I would imagine it would do if he's tried to start it. Yeah. So I don't know whether if it was seized up and he unseized it. I don't know. We've got 2 steering servos because we've got nice big wheels. Don't know what that's for. Obviously, you could probably put another servo in there. Perhaps that would be for reverse or something else. Don't know. There will be some XTM geeks that will be able to tell me what is meant to be, or if that's an option for something or another. Fair bit of rust. Don't know what that is. Looks like little seeds or something around. Now this is that new battery that I was talking about earlier on. He's been out and he's bought all this stuff to get this going again. He obviously had a bit of an itch and said to himself, I'm going to get this going again and have a bit of fun with some Nitro RC. But it never was to happen. This is a new battery. I'll have to see if it's got any electric in it. Nothing happens when you do that. That's screwed down, so I'll have to have a look to see what kind of receiver we've got in there. I like the design of these old trucks because they're very easy, very simple. Receiver in there, battery pack goes in there. It's a nice lid held on with an R-clip, you know. None of this messing around with screws, nuts and bolts and difficult things to get to. Very easy and simple. Servo is the same. The throttle, that's not seized up. That's nice and loose. I reckon we're ready to put some. Well, let's have a see how much battery's in there, and let's see if the servos work. Actually, we do it backwards. Normally I do engine first. Let's see if all the servos and electric and everything works, and then we'll see if it'll run. By the way, I've got a competition going on at the moment where you could win a gift voucher of up to £200 to a model shop of your choice. Doesn't matter where you are in the world, as long as they sell gift vouchers that accept sales from the UK, you could win a gift voucher up to £200 or the equivalent in dollars for a model shop of your choice. You just got to enter that competition with the link in the description. However, this is a £10 gift voucher to Answer RC, one of the best RC model shops in this country, in England, in my opinion. If you want to win this £10 voucher, free of charge, you haven't got to do a single thing. All you have to do is subscribe, like and comment on any video where this is mentioned, or just any video. Comment on any video and like every video. That way you get more of a chance. And if you're subscribed, I'll go down the subscriber list, get a bot thing to pick out a name, and boof, there you go, you've got yourself £10 to spend in Answer RC. Alright, let's get some batteries out of it. It come with batteries, didn't it? I really hurt my thumb, man. the other day I caught my thumb now and it ripped it off. Look, it's ripped it right off. Not like badly, but ripped the end of it off. And it's gone in to like where the soft bit is. Oh my giddy aunt, it's painful. And I was washing the conservatory yesterday and I was using caravan cleaner because I've run out of bloody other stuff. And it must have gone in there. The stinging is unbelievable and it's still doing it. I've tried washing it out, scrubbing it. Oh my giddy aunt. It's proper bad at the moment and it's throbbing like mad. Anyway, we will carry on with life because life doesn't stop for little things like that. Let's put that up there out of the way. I'm properly pleased with my Wilco adjustable spanner. That is just another level. How many batteries do we need? We're probably going to need 8. I think these take 8. Yeah, they do. They take 8 batteries. Now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Obviously, their batteries are in there because he took them out of there. Because there's exactly 8 of them, which is exactly what we need. Right, let's put them in. I'm going to have a look through this paperwork. It's got the original instruction manual. It's got some more paperwork and stuff as well. So we'll have a look through those in a minute. Well, let's have a look at the car. Have a look at the truck. And then go from there. Right, well, we've got onage on the signal giver. So that's a good sign. Let's get rid of this bottle of nitro out of the way. We don't want that. Have we got electric? Nothing. Absolutely nothing on the receiver. Now, why is that? We've got Allen screw on this bit, and we've got Phillips screws on this side. Love it. We might not have anything because the servos might not be plugged in or something like that. We don't know yet until we have a look at it with my throbbing thumb. Right. Alright. I don't know whether GT2, I think this has just not got any electric in it. Let's see, has it got any electric? (42, 41%. Oh, it's going, bloody thing. Bloody hell, what's it doing that for? Look, it's going, look at that. It's going mad. Why is it doing that? No. That's better. Bloody hell. It's going 30%, 28%, 38%. It's stuck on 38% now. Don't know why that is. 33, 31, 0, 27. Must have a loose connection somewhere. I think this is... Whoops. That's probably why it's in it. I think this has seen its day, man. I've had this probably 15 years. I bought this from Heath's RC Models back in the day, and I think they must have closed down 15 or more years ago, maybe nearly 20 years ago, Heath's RC Models. Yeah, so I think I need to get a new one of these because I think it's a bit willy-nilly these days. Anyway, I haven't got any spare hump pack, but oh, what's this? We can test it with this one. Look, it's my FG one, but this has got some electric in it. We can test it with this, and then we'll put the other one on charge. I want it going. Oh, that can't be good. I have to use that one. There we go. So this battery's not got any electric in it. Oh. Huh. Huh. Well, it did work. You saw it. There we go. Okay, so Yeah, so the problem that we've got is I don't believe this radio gear supports the two front servos. I might be very, very wrong, and if I am, please do correct me, but we've got twin servos here, and they both need to be... Are they both plugged in? No. No, they're not. So it looks like we've got some jiggery pokery going on here. So we've got one servo, two servos, and what's happened is the wires have been connected there, and there's a plug on the end. But if that's the case, why is this one working and this one not? Have we got throttle? Yeah. We've got throttles and that, and it's all set up properly as well, which is a surprise. But that can't be good. So why have we got... We've got throttle. So what on earth is this one for then? Where does this one go? I might have to do some... Yeah, that's the throttle. That one goes under there, and they both get connected. Yeah, it is. It is that one there. But I don't understand how that one's working, if both of these are connected to that one there. So that's the electric I've just taken off. And channel 2. Channel 1. Okay. So let's take channel... That's the one that is now that one servo that works. Let's plug that one in there, like that. And then let's plug this electric back in again. Make sure I get it round the right way. Right. So now that's that servo. I don't really know why we've got two lots of wires connected up into one plug, mind you, but we have for some reason. But that does that servo, and the other one does this servo. That's fairly normal. But this doesn't. It is is it a 3-channel? It is a 3-channel. I don't know. My knowledge on servos doesn't extend far enough to know whether this FlySky GT2 is capable of it. I don't know how to get this to mix to do two steerings, but we have got the instruction manual, so we may be able to set it up. Steering, throttle. It's in Chinese, which is just perfect for me because I know Chinese inside out. Power on, RX, shut down, because it is a 3-channel thing. But how do we mix them together? I'm gonna have to do a little bit of looking in this book, reading it, to try and work out how to do that. So we'll do that later on. For now, we're not going to have any steering or throttle by the looks of things. That's why. Well, it's not why, but I was thinking on is actually off and off is actually on here. I'm thinking, Mr. Bloody, stop working. You turn it to on and now it works. And that one's stuck there, so yeah, that's going to burn that servo out if we have it like that. So let's take that off of there. Let's take that out of there. And then we should, oh, we'll put the electric back. Eh? Let's just forget all that. Let's get the engine running. Alright, I've turned it around, so this is an XTM 28 in here. The carburetor, everything looks original. I mean, I don't really know too much about them. It's definitely been well used. You can tell by the way that it is, really. I mean, it's quite dirty, but that's fine. Not a lot of scratching on the bottom, really, at all. I don't know if it's been jumped all that much. Anyway, let's just see if it'll fire up. Let's pick a good glow starter. I think this is a good one. We could use the one that it come with, but I don't know if it's got any electronicals in it. Put that on there. We could give it a little bit of a primage, see if it'll prime up. Give that a bit of a clean with a nice dirty rag, and open up the throttle. Oh yes, that primed all right. That primed. Now this is the fuel that it came in. Apparently, well, there is. It's got rainbows in it. Put it that way, little swirls swirling around in it, which probably is water, but that's fine. Just don't worry about it. Let's see what's going to happen. Let's put me a nice clean tea towel by the exhaust so that it on there. Let's see what we get. Throttle. Yep. Nothing. Not even a bit of fireage. Not a dicky bird. Not a single thing. So let's get the toolbox that it came with, and in here was a spanger, one of these little spanners things. Now he said he wasn't sure if the glow plug needed to be changed or not, but there is an old glow plug in that toolbox, so I don't know whether he's trying to change it or has changed it. And now this isn't that new. This is a relatively old plug, I reckon. It doesn't look particularly new to me. I don't know about you. Let's see if it does anything. Oh, it does glow. There we go. That's glowing nicely. Off. On. So that glows really well. So that's not the problem. It doesn't seem like there's a whole lot of compression there, if I'm honest. But we'll see. I think it probably has enough to run. Whether it has enough to run any good, your guess is just as good as mine. That's never going to work. Bloody magnetic pliers. I need to get a new one of these. This one has got it missing as well. They should have little pincers in there. And what happens is it grips onto the plug and it lets you lower it down into the head without it falling out. But all the ones I've got are all broken. This one's broken, so it doesn't grip onto it. But we'll get there. There's plenty of methods you can do. You can put stuff in the end of the thing to let it grip. You can do a fair few things. But I do none of them because I love making things awkward for myself. There we go. Right. So let's do that up nice and tight to make sure it definitely makes a seal. With all the dirt and grit that's in there, we need to do it up nice and tight, just to make sure that it all gets properly crushed and indented into the plug and into the button. That's just the way we have to do things. Now, yeah, I'd say there's not loads of compression in there, but I reckon there's probably enough. Do we take this fuel out? Have we proved that it's not going to work? I was hoping to disprove it. Tell you what we can do. A little bit of 25% here. Let's stick a bit down its throat. Let's stick a bit down its throat. Whoa! Far too much. Far too much. But just perfect for what we want. Let's see if it'll fire now. I'll put some fresh stuff down its throat and then we'll know. Oh. The compression's definitely come back now, but I reckon it's partially because it's flooded. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. We're going to crack out. We're going to crack out old Harry the heat gun. That's what we're going to do. And we're going to heat it up. Lovely and lovely, jubbly warm. It's the middle of summer here at the moment. The temperature outside is about 26, 27 degrees this morning. The time now is 10:15. I'm sweating. But sometimes, if you've got loads of like jellified fuel and just whatever, heating an engine up like this can help it just get going again. So let's have a look. What that does is it helps the piston will expand, the liner will expand, everything will expand, and hopefully you get a little bit more compression, and hopefully everything will work a little bit better. And it's almost as if it's been running. I must admit now though, the compression isn't all that good now that it's got hot. So let's make sure that our head bolts are nice and tight. We might have to be taking this engine apart and seeing if there's something wrong with it. I don't know whether you can get rebuild kits in the way of liners and pistons for these engines. But I'd like to have a look and see. They were slightly loose. They weren't majorly loose, but they were slightly loose. The compression is almost all gone now. There's almost no compression in there whatsoever now it's got hot. So, I don't know whether that's going to run or not. I think it's definitely had a fruitful life. Whoa, that was far, far too much. It's boiling. It's actually bubbling. That was too much, and I think it's going to flood now. That bearing sounds a bit weird. That's not going to go, is it? That's not going to go, Johnny boy. Do you hear me, John? I said it ain't going to go, mate. I know, it's mad. I think it's knackered. Yeah, I do. I think it's knackered, mate. John? Manuel? Where you gone? They've run off. They were there a minute ago. When I said I think it's knackered, they went scarpered. Shot out the door like a bloody rocket. Yeah, there's nothing there. Nothing there at all. So let's take off the head and have a look and see if there's something wrong. Maybe the shim, maybe it's got a head gasket leak. We'll have a look. Don't know how far I'm going to go today. I've got some things to do. I'm a bit pressed for time. However, I would like to see what the problem is with this and get it going again if I can. Maybe I can take this engine apart. We'll have to do a whole video on it, perhaps. Do like a part 2. Take it apart. Whew. That's hot. That is hot, hot, hot. Yeah, that looks alright on the bottom of there. What we got piston wise? Looks alright. Fair bit of dirt around there though, and I don't really think cleaning any of that is going to do much in the way of helping it, if I'm honest. There's no pinch left in that whatsoever. So I think what we need to be doing, we'll have the engine out, we'll take it all apart, and I think we'll have that piston and that liner out. Could go down the route of trying to repinch it. I know quite a lot of you like that whole repinching kind of malarkey. Not keen on it myself, mainly because I'm far too lazy for it, but it could be fun. Nice bit of brake cleaner, make sure we get all the oil off that piston. I don't know. Right, let's just clean around the top of this block. And just give it a good old clean up. We're working on the hope here that the compression's leak. I didn't hear any sissing, I didn't hear any hissing, I didn't hear any leakages, but we'll see if we can gain enough compression. I might take off that head shim as well, just to see if we can get it enough so that it will start. It's never going to be good because I'm fairly sure there's hardly any pinch left on that at all, but we might be able to get it enough where it'll fire and run a little bit. So what I'm going to do now, I've got some, there we go, a little bit of after run oil. So what you can do if you've got low compression, this works on all engines, mainly ones with rings like petrol and diesel ones, but Nitro doesn't have any piston rings, but you can still put some oil on the piston, and what that will do is that'll oil up that sleeve, it'll oil up the piston, and you'll notice that it will create more of a seal around the piston and the liner. So that means that you'll get a bit higher compression. So what you do when you do a compression test, you if you suspect that you might have low compression, you stick some oil down it, and then I've got it in my thumb under me now. The pain. The pain. Blimey, man. I should have a plaster on it, probably. Probably going to get some sort of nasty infection now and grow 6 more thumbs and 82 more teeth or something. I don't know. Let's take this shim off this button and see if we can gain some compression. I'm going to keep it though, because if I do end up putting a new piston and liner in it, I need to put this back on again because it's the one that should be on it. But by taking this shim off, we're going to be sitting this further down inside the liner, and we should get a little bit more compression. I know there's no pinch, so it's not going to be perfect, but we might gain a bit. Some people call this little indent the burn room. I think that just sounds quite gay, but I think that's probably the official term for it. I don't like it, so I don't call it that. So let's put this on. That went that way round. Right. That don't feel great, you know. It feels a bit feels a bit loose, but that's alright. If I'm honest, and I'm the most optimistic person you'll probably ever meet, I don't think this is going to work. I don't hold out much hope, but you never know. By the time this video goes live, hopefully I'll have looked around and phoned up many shops and things and been able to find a liner and a piston for it, and we can hopefully rebuild this engine. I'd love to be able to rebuild this engine. I could put another one in it. I've got some K4.6s, I've got a 30 VG, I've got a 21 engine I could put in it. I could put any engine in it that I've got here, they'd all fit. But I'd love to be able to rebuild this one. This is the original engine that was in it. It came with it when it was new. So we'll do our best to get this one going, I reckon. We've got more compression now. Oh, yes, we've got more compression. So it may run for a split second. Let's see. Oh, it fired. Did you hear it? It fired. Here we go. that sounded bloody dreadful. That sounded awful. Perfect, really, for what we want. But that sounded absolutely terrible. The bearings, the main bearings in there, I reckon they've gone for breakfast. They've gone and had lunch, breakfast and dinner all in one go. They're not coming back. They're not. Let's try again. Compression's going down. Compression's going down, son of Jim. Son of Jim. Hey there, son of Jim. That's a lot of nitro you put in there, John. Who's John? Who the bloody hell is... Why do you keep talking to John? He's not even there. I don't know. Don't even know if he exists, let alone if he's even there. Nah. Gone again. See, what happened was the oil that I put in there created enough seal to get enough compression for it to run, and then we heard it towards the end of it running started to sound like it was going lean, didn't it? It was going a bit like Quagmire out of Family Guy, and then it just fizzled off and stopped. Didn't stop dead, it fizzled off, which means the compression was gradually getting lower as the oil that we put in there was burning off. The compression was becoming less until it was low enough where it didn't have enough to actually sustain running anymore. So that's what that's all about. So that's pretty much where we are. This is a fantastic monster truck. What I'm going to do, we're going to go to have to have a part 2 on this one. I'm going to go and do some research, phone up some shops that like to hopefully sometimes help me out with getting parts that I can't find elsewhere. See if I can come across a liner and a piston, and we're going to need some bearings because they sounded absolutely terrible. I'll just have to rebuild the whole engine probably, which I want to do. I'm going to do my best to do that. Sometimes rebuilding engines is not really cost effective because you could just buy a new one. The parts come to more than it is to buy a new engine to put in it. I don't know if you can buy these XTM .28s. I quite often frequent shops and things just to see what's there, what they sell in these days, and I haven't seen these engines, so I don't know whether, I think they're probably discontinued, but I don't know for sure, so we'll find out. And I know that you lot are probably shouting at the screen telling me this and that and whatever else, but trouble is I can't hear you. You're too far away. I can't hear you. You need to shout louder. But anyway, it doesn't matter. I'll work it out on my own. Don't worry about it. I'll work it out myself. It's not my fault that you haven't got a megaphone, is it? So I'll do what I can. We're going to rebuild that engine, and I'm going to read the book, see if I can work out whether this one is capable of mixing the 2 steering servos together. If this isn't capable of that, because obviously he was just running it on one servo, which wouldn't have been a lot of good. It must have been really, really slow steering, but I don't know. I'm going to try and get them 2 things worked out, and we'll give it a good jolly clean up, because this is going to clean up fantastically. Everything's here. It's fully, like, there. it's perfect as it goes, and I really want to get it running and driving as it was when it was brand new. I love these XTM monster trucks. I've not come across many of them over the years. They're relatively rare when it comes to coming up second hand in a good condition as well. You don't really see them. So as soon as this one popped up, I jumped on it like a blooming hyena on a carrot. So yeah, here we go. Let's have a look at the paperwork. So this is what it come with. It come with the instruction manual for that Fly Sky GT2, a Rip Max dual output. Oh, that's that charger. 10 to 12 hours green overnight. 10 to 12 hours for glow starter. Okay. So this is he was using this to charge up that that battery, and 2005. Maybe this is. Maybe that is from the 6th for the 4th, 2000. April. If this bit of paper's from. So perhaps that charger. Oh, that is from 20 years ago. Interesting. What's this? high speed valve. What's that? First tap copper. Idle valve, second bottom, 1/8 turn at time. Clockwise less and more. Right. So clockwise is less, anti-clockwise more. That's for high speed factory setting, 3.5 turns. I reckon, I could be wrong, he might have wrote this down himself, Mr. Andy, because this is only a one owner car. He bought it from brand new. He either wrote this down himself, or the shop that he bought it from, or he's gone to some kind of shop and the bloke in the shop's written down this to help him remember what to do. Anyway, what's this? Extra electronics. What's this? Oh, that's that failsafe. That's that silly little failsafe that we don't need anymore. This would have been the original transmitter that come with it, probably. Maybe. Now this is quite special. CCs. Yeah, hopefully. And I'll be able to. But idle screw, turn revs down. That's a bloody sticker. Why has he stuck a sticker over some writing? Come on, Andy. Idle stop screw. This is back when they made instruction manuals properly, yeah, with pictures, proper writing. If you get an instruction manual nowadays for something, you don't get anything like this, because they're doing as little as possible. They don't care. They're doing as little as possible. Back then, even 20 years ago, they went to some effort to make sure that everything was understandable and to help you as much as possible. Aha! Yes! Here we go. Exploded view parts list for 28 rear exhaust engine. So, the bit that I need, the liner, TE2831. I don't need the button, I need the conrod, bearings. It's all there. Look, the bearings, everything is there. Now all I've got to do is go on the net, see if I can source them on the net, phone up a few shops and see if they can source them for me as well. Maybe I'll be able to get better prices, whatever else. But I've got a parts list. So there we go. There's one XTM racing monster truck. It ran. Will it run? It ran, didn't it? It ran. I managed to get it to run. We heard it. It sounded terrible. Next video, part 2, hopefully, engine rebuild or new engine, servos, ready for a test drive. Thanks for watching. If you want to enter the competition, happy days, please think about it. Links in the description. If you want to win that £10 voucher, which I've put up there, look, on display nicely for Answer RC, all you got to do is subscribe, like and comment. You could win yourself 10 quid to spend at Answer RC. Catch you later on. All the best. Take care.